Hi, I'm Carla, and welcome back to my channel. If you came by this video but haven't watched the previous ones, I encourage you to do so since I'm telling my story in chapters, and each new video builds up on the previous one. Today's chapter is about the ketogenic diet, its consequences, and how to calculate your GKI index. But first, I want to show you the recently published USA Food Pyramid, which has been a huge step in the right direction. Grain-based foods went to the bottom of the pyramid, while meat, eggs, dairy went up along with fruits and vegetables. Great. If you're already healthy, just by adopting it, you are taking a step forward to getting yourself healthier. But for those of us who have cancer, an inflamed system, an unhealthy gut microbiome, we need to take it a step further. I erased the foods that are not part of a ketogenic diet from the original to bring you closer to my keto food pyramid. Remember from my video number 3 that Dr. Thomas Seyfried told us that to fight cancer, we can consume only 20 to 50 grams of carbs per day. So a low carb diet is not enough. You need to adopt a strict keto diet. To accomplish that, cut off completely the bottom. Erase whole grains or any type of grain for that matter, and its byproducts such as pasta, breads, pizza, pies, and so on. Note that milk, most fruits, and some vegetables were also taken away because they are rich in carbohydrates. The fruits I was allowed to eat were avocado, berries in moderation, lemon and lime, and the occasional dragon fruit or kiwi, also in moderation. The roots had to go. Most of them are very carbohydrate rich, such as potatoes, cassava or yuca, and sweet potatoes. Although carrots and beets have a lower amount, they were to be avoided. My beloved beans, lentils, peas were also out the window. Leaves, tomatoes, and broccoli were okay in moderation. Very important, avoid the seed oils due to being inflammatory. Stick to olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, but you can also use lard or ghee butter. But I didn't like its flavor, so I dropped it. What I could eat often and in larger quantities were meats of all kinds, except the processed ones. Fish, seafood, eggs, and most cheeses were also okay. I love sweets, so I had to learn a lot about sweeteners. Be very careful with food label claims. Mason claimed that there is no sugar added, but there are other carbohydrates there that will impact your glucose levels, sometimes even worse than sugar. In a fighting cancer diet, you will also have to avoid honey, maple syrup, coconut sugar, and fructose, which is the sugar from fruits. The good news is that these four sweeteners are good to consume. They are erythritol, allulose, stevia, and monk fruit. Of those, I prefer allulose and could not detect an aftertaste. But adopting the keto diet from one day to another had an immediate side effect, a huge constipation, which is part of what they say is the keto flu. It is not a virus, it's some symptoms like the constipation I faced, but maybe more than just that. Due to the intermittent fasting and fasting I adopted, I also faced hair loss. No one noticed, but it was bothersome to me, and my skin got wrinkled and still is due to the fast weight loss. But don't be discouraged by them. On my next video, chapter 6, I will talk about how I dealt with these effects. Before we change subjects, here goes another tip from Mary. Watch this short video of Veterinary Secrets on the benefits of a keto diet for treating cancer in dogs. It's linked in the description. Now, what is GKI? The glucose ketone index, GKI, is a single number that reflects the relationship between your blood sugar and your ketone levels. It was originally developed by Dr. Thomas Seyfried as a tool for tracking therapeutic ketosis for metabolic management. Because glucose is measured differently depending on where you live, there are two versions of the formula. If your glucose is in milligrams, like in the US and also in Brazil, you must first convert your glucose to millimoles by dividing by 18. And if you live in the UK, Canada, or Europe, then your glucose is already in the same measure. So all you need to do is divide one number by the other. Dr. Seyfried says that you need to stay on or below 2 in order to fight cancer more effectively. In terms of equipments, in the US, you have the Keto module. In Brazil, I use the Apple Street-style option Neo. I prick my fingers to measure glucose with the blue strip and did the same with the purple strip to measure ketones. And then you calculate. Please, I ask that you like, ask me questions, and please subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the next chapters of my journey that I post every Friday. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.